Hi, hello, and welcome. Thank you for joining me for a new pick a card reading. This one should be a pretty interesting one. We are taking a look at what is your person thinking but not saying. So I do have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. It kind of took a turn for pink today, not intentional, but I guess with the top card it kind of aesthetically works out. But anyways, pile 1 is Piglet, and this is his winter wear outfit. I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure we haven't seen this one before, so it's kind of nice to switch it out. Then we have Hamm from Toy Story. The eyes always kind of creep me out a little bit. But that's Hamm. And then for pile 2, And pile 3 is Boo from Monsters, Inc. And this is just regular old cute, adorable Boo. So pile 1 again is Piglet from Winnie the Pooh and 100 Acre Woods. Pile 2 is Hamm from Toy Story, all of the Toy Stories. And pile 3 is Boo from Monsters, Inc. Timestamps are in the description and comment section. I will meet you guys at your pile. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. For those of you subscribed, as always, thank you for all of your support. I'm glad to have you here, whether you are new or subscribed. But yeah, I have a new pick a card for you guys, and this one should be pretty interesting. We are taking a look at what is it that your person is thinking but not saying. What is interesting with today's reading, I had music playing, and somehow I believe that those songs might have messages for you guys, so I will give you guys your guys' song for your pile in a minute, but let's just do one last glance at Piglet and before we jump into the reading. As always, you guys know, social media links all in the description. If you'd like to become a member, there's an option available to you. If you would like to, there's a join button. If not, that is cool. I'm going to put Piglet over there. And then if you guys resonate with this, you want your own reading, I am open for personals. You can message me over on Instagram and we'll get you set up. I'm just separating our cards right now to get this going. I think I'll save, I don't know, should I? Okay, I'm going to give you the guys a song first and then we'll kind of see if it ties in. I just feel like there's some type of message connected because I had back-to-back songs that were kind of, I guess they were love and romantic songs. So I was like, okay, there was something, they're love related. For your guys' pile, the song that came up was Run, Taylor's version featuring Ed Sheeran. So there's that. I don't know. You can take a look at it after or now, but I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cards and get to your reading and see what we find out, what exactly it is that your person is thinking but not saying out loud to you. Kind of just adjust a little bit. There we go. So taking a look here, there is a lot of water energy. So Scorpio energy is very strong for your pile, but Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. We do have some Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with Taurus being strong. So it's kind of interesting because I'm not like an expert at astrology, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But from what I know, Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio, an opposite placement. So it kind of seems like you guys are kind of like opposite halves, or not opposite halves, but like halves of each other. I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, yin and yang almost in a way with that. But anything else? No, it's just pretty much that. But we do actually have a total of, so we have Scorpio and Taurus, but we also have Leo and Aquarius energy present here. So that's what we have with that. But now let's take a look and see what exactly is it that your person is thinking but not saying. Just taking a second here to see. I feel like this person doesn't feel like they can be the person that you want, or that they can't meet your expectations. This person doesn't feel like they have it inside of them, or they just doubt themselves. They probably can, but you know, mentally they're kind of like deciding in a way. So I think this person doesn't want to admit their fears about it. And maybe that's why they didn't, like, if things didn't really take off between the two of you, that's something else too, and a reason for why that played out the way that it did. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Pentacles. I think this person just sees you as like top notch. I heard top notch. Like you have everything. You are like really ideal partner and perfect in so many different ways to this person is what I'm getting here. And they see you at a level. Honestly, what I'm getting here, and this won't be for everybody, but this is just something else here. I think when it comes to love, you guys are in two different pages of the book. Like, I think you're more ready for something more stable, long lasting, and this person is kind of afraid to even think that far ahead, you know? So I think they see you as someone who could be ready to settle down, someone who can be looking for that future, and maybe this person is just kind of looking for a good time. They're not really in that mindset of a forever kind of a thing. So I think that's part of the reason why. I think the more that they've gotten to know you or see things about you, they see that you're just on a different level in so many different ways compared to them. So that's what I'm getting as far as the tarot cards go. I'm going to go ahead and add on our oracle cards and see what else it is that they're thinking but not saying to you. So I'm going to lay these out here. Let's see what we get. Alright, so I'm going to start off, as usual, over here with the card that's heart and mind. And I think this person is just finding it hard to balance their mind and their heart. I think this person, deep down, they really do want to make you happy. They do want to be that person. But I think it's that fear of moving too fast, the fear of losing themselves, losing their independence, losing like this freedom that they've held on to for so long and what they've gotten used to. I think this person is struggling to see the good. I think they're kind of on the dark side as far as like, oh, love requires, you know, this, and this, and this. And it's like so many different things. Yet they're not thinking about the positive of what could come from this connection. So their mind is focused on the negative versus the positive of it. And that's another contributing factor here. And the thing is that they do want to fix the relationship with the men card. This is someone that is wanting to make things better, but I think it's that mind versus heart tug of war going on, that push and pull, that struggle within themselves to decide, yet their heart is wanting this. But I think it's just, they really need to reframe their perspective, it seems like, with this. Because once they do, I think this person would, like, it's just like the wheel. Like, you know, the wheel start turning and things will move forward in your connection. And it could be pretty fast, honestly, is what I'm getting here. But regardless, this person is wanting to mend the connection. Even though they have those fears and doubts in their heart, what they want is to mend things with you and repair it. And then the last card over here that we have is Get Lost. And it talks about fall deep into the realm of imagination. I think this person, I'm connecting this to the men card and to the heart, at least of that card. And I think this person, like, they do imagine things getting better, things where you guys are together and happy, you know, things working out. And I think this person really does want things to improve between the two of you, but they are afraid of saying it, and a lot of it has to do with their fears. I think the fears is that main brick wall that's blocking all of this other stuff, to be honest. I think behind that brick wall is someone who does have a sense of longing for you and wanting more, is what I'm getting. I don't see it as like get lost. I think for some, they might push you away though. I think that might be kind of the thing, or they just kind of give you that cold shoulder, hoping that you'll just kind of go away, honestly. So I think this person, it is a battle of the heart and the mind, honestly. When I'm tapping into that energy of the get lost, because it's going to be for some of you, to be honest. Yeah, your person is like not, it's easier for them to avoid and rather than to face these fears that they've had and to own up where they don't feel good enough or good enough, and not really, you know, feeling like they belong, or that they want more, or allowing their heart to feel more, and then to mend the relationship, that's another thing. So for those, it's where those fears are too much, they do kind of just distance themselves. So if you ever get that impression like they don't want you around and that kind of thing, that's probably when their fears are taking over the most. But for others of you, it's just more of that imagination, and like they're thinking about a future, but they don't dare say it. They're like, if we mend it, and then they're imagining things, and that's probably what leads for them to want to fix everything. So before we do close out your reading, I did pull some actual message cards to see what messages they have for you. I thought that'd be a nice way to end this reading, to see what comes out, right? And see if it resonates. And then you guys know the song again too. You can take a look and see if any of the lyrics match up. I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head. I think that might be the first time I heard it. So anyways, the first message: I'm so attracted to you, you don't know what you do to me. So I think this person is letting you know, first of all, that they are definitely attracted to you, especially if they feel, like I said, that hot and cold energy or kind of push you away. It's just their heart and mind, it's just at war. It's like going at it. It's pretty much what it is. And you still have an effect over them. And yeah, that's why they want to fix things. Their heart, they have feelings for you, but again, the mind is very powerful, right? And especially when it comes to our fears, it takes over. The next card that we have, I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. And see, that goes back to the imagination and the mend card. It's like this person, even though, yeah, you guys are going through, this rough spot, and they're going through their fears and struggling, they do want, think about the future with you. But again, you guys know your person and what their 3D, their earth person like mindset is doing. I don't know. Higher self can be completely different, right? Maybe the higher self is more of the heart, and then the 3D version is more focused on the mind and the fears, and so it kind of takes away from that. But it's just kind of what I'm trying to say is, I know you're like, for some of you, it's like, well, they're not doing anything about it, so they can kiss that future goodbye kind of a thing, to put it nicely. And that's fine. I'm just giving you what I'm getting here from your person. I'm not saying you're in any way, shape, or form obligated to accept if you don't want to. This is just giving you the chisme, pretty much. And the last card, though, is I reminisce a lot on the time spent with you. So this person is pretty much reflecting on the past and thinking about things that have played out. And I think this kind of goes back to this. I don't think this person is fully aware of how big of an impact their fears are playing into this connection. To be fully honest, I don't think that person is really connected in that kind of a way. I just think they're kind of lost in the mind versus heart. And so, yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 1. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And thank you to the new subscribers. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. All the links in the description if you want to book your own personal, message me over on Instagram. And if you'd like to become a member of this channel, thank you for those of you that are. There is a join button that you can click to become one. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. For those of you subscribed, thank you for all your support, and thank you for finding your way to this new pick a card reading on the channel. But thank you all for being here and taking some time out of your day to take a look at what today's pick a card reading is, which is about what is your person thinking but not saying. So a pretty interesting topic, question to see. And I was telling Pile 1, I usually just shuffle the cards, or I have like Reiki on or something when I'm shuffling, but today I actually had my music playing, and I kind of realized I had two back-to-back songs that were about love, and I was like, oh, this must be something, right? So I'm going to give you guys one last glance at the Hamm, your character, but then I'm going to give you the song that came up for your pile, and there's probably a message. Maybe not for all of you, but for some of you, there will be something, and we'll see. I don't know if it's how it's going to tie into the piles, because like I said, I pre-shuffle these with the intention of the question, but I have no idea what comes out. So one last glance at Hamm from Toy Story. And as usual, if you guys are interested in personals, extra pick a card readings, all the links are in the description. If you'd like to become a member of this channel, there is a join button that you can click on if you're interested for extended exclusive access. Like this one, I'm giving early access to members first. But what else? That's pretty much it. Instagram is if you want to book personal, especially if this resonates or you're interested in your person, you can do that as well. I am separating your cards so we can get to the reading. And we're going to start laying out our tarot and see what it is that they're thinking but not saying. And then I will give you guys the song before I jump into the actual reading itself. I know sometimes people want to know. You guys, it's pretty obvious, I think, but for the pick a card, the tarot cards that I'm using, tarot decks that I'm using today is the Wizard of Oz deck and the Fallout deck. So those are the two, but let me get the song. The song that was playing when I was shuffling for your guys' pile was One Thing by Finger 11. So if you want to take a look at the lyrics for that and see if it resonates after, just make a note of it or something. But let's get to the reading. So we have Libra energy here. Pretty much a lot of air. Actually, do we have all air? It's all. Yeah, wow. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, with Libra energy being the strongest. I don't know, like to me, what this is telling me, I feel like your person is keeping a lot under wraps. I feel like this person is hiding a lot more than what I am going to be tapping into in this reading. I think this person is keeping it at a surface level as far as what they want to share. So we're going to see what we find out. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Now it makes me want to dive a little bit deeper, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what I get. All right, so the first column that we have Justice and the Queen of Steel. What is your person thinking but not saying? You were right. This person is, they know that they did you wrong. They know that they owe you some type of an apology. There's something that they didn't do right or something that you called out to them and you told them, like, if this happens, this is going to happen. Like, you kind of warned them. And I don't think it was like, oh, about you, like, oh, I'm going to do this back to you or something. Like, I don't think it was that. But I think, you know, whatever it was, at the end of the day, you were right. You were so right about it. Maybe you said something about them, about who they are, what they're like, what they do, like, oh, you do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just feel like someone giving them attitude right now, to be perfectly honest, and that's why I'm kind of amused by it. So I don't know, you might be a little bit of a spitfire, little firecracker, you know, kind of a thing is what I'm getting here. But it is where your person is intimidated by you because of that, because you can call, I think you're very direct and honest at times, and that's what kind of scares and intimidates your person. And it's fire energy. It's about communication and being direct and honest and blunt, and sometimes the truth hurts, right? So yeah, your person's not really crazy about it. But I also think that because they did you wrong, they're afraid to, like, just approach you. You know, like, they know it can't just be some casual, hey, sorry kind of a thing. Like, I feel like it's something a little bit more deeper. Because I feel like you did give them some type of warning, actually. I think I kind of take back what I was saying about not being something too much. But I think, like, it wasn't, like, you didn't mean it to be in a certain way. Like, it wasn't like an ultimatum or something too strong. Like, I think it was just like, you know, if you do that, this is gonna happen, you know. And it was almost friendly in a way for some of you. So I don't know. Anyways, but that's what I'm getting with the very first column. The second column we have the King of Spears, which is so crazy because we actually have the King and Queen of Swords here, and that's our pair. And you guys know, like, I don't see the divine counterparts in tarot very often in my readings lately, so that's something big. And I think what your person, I mean, we have, what's funny is the King of Swords. You know how I was talking about how air energy can be direct and honest and blunt, and we have the Cowardly Lion dressed up as our King of Swords. And how ironic is that? Because the king, or not the king, sorry, the Cowardly Lion is a coward, right? He doesn't have the courage to speak up. And it's kind of very just ironic that someone who doesn't have the courage to speak up is laid out as the King of Swords. I think they kind of misplaced that, but it's kind of funny at the same time. It gives me something to work with this reading. And so what I'm trying to go about is that your person wants to communicate, but they're afraid to. And that goes back to what I was saying about like intimidation. I think this person is too afraid to admit that you were right. They're too afraid to admit that you know what you're talking about. They're too afraid to admit that they don't know what they're doing, that they don't know what's really going on. Like they think they have an idea, but they really don't. But going back to what the reading question is, it's about what is it that they're thinking but not saying. And this person does want to communicate with you. I do feel like they want to step up. They want to be the lion for what it's known, right? You hear that lion roar, and instead they're the cowardly lion showing up here. The wanting to manifest something more and wanting to manifest a new beginning, a restart, like a clean slate kind of a thing, turn the page is what I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead and add on your oracle cards and see what else we get. Pretty interesting, huh? I'm just like, that's pretty interesting. But anyways, and I mean, we do have, like, going back to what I was saying with the King and Queen of Swords, I do feel like your person feels like you are their soulmate. There's some type of special connection between the two of you. I don't think they're ready to say it or call it out, because then I think they're afraid it opens up doors in your mind, your heart, that they're going to have to be obligated to live up to, that they're not ready to. That's why they don't really mention that either. So I do feel like they know it, but they're not going to say it. But also I think for some of you, it might be like they're afraid that you might think they're stupid or crazy for even thinking something like that. Or maybe for some of you, they kind of have like, that strong outer shell and like, oh, I don't talk about soulmates and that kind of thing. Like I can be romantic, but I'm not going to be like on that level. But anyways, we're going to take a look at our oracle cards and see what we have. So we have the Firefly, and this one is talking about illumination, chemistry, magical, self-discovery, soul spark, light codes, fire, creative spark, someone exceptional. I mean, this person honestly is crazy about you. Well, what I'm getting with this one. And I do feel like you're like that firefly in a night sky and just shimmering and lighting up the way. But what I was looking at too, like magical and the soul spark, like that, going back to what I was saying about the soulmates, like feeling that connection, that magnetism towards you that they can't really explain. They see you as someone exceptional too, like someone just so different, so special, so unique. And the fact that you put them in their place, I mean, that's something else that really caught them off guard. But it was like, okay, you can take care of yourself, at the same time, but they want to be that king for you, regardless of gender. What else do we have? The chemistry. I do feel like this person knows that there is something more here. I mean, the chemistry, the soul spark, and then that fire. I feel like that passion, that magnetism that I was talking about, the connection with you. So I do feel like this person isn't really, when I'm summarizing it that way, what I'm getting is that your person is afraid to admit how deeply they feel this and how deeply, like, they see something special with you. Not only that, we have 11 on this card. So if you guys know, for the 1111 card, that's like the twin flame card, but it's like soulmate, divine counterpart, when we're talking King and Queen of Swords here, regardless if you're an air sign or not, it's still a divine counterpart match that's coming through. And so it's just like that mirror. And I think like this person is just afraid to admit all these things that they feel for you, because they're just definitely not used to it. And that kind of leads perfectly right into my next card here, is space. I need more time to think. Which may not be the best thing, because if this is an air sign, they're pretty much already in their heads. There's so much air energy, right, with your pile, I guess, with the cards that have come out. But I think this person doesn't want to admit that, because I think they're already afraid of what you might say. Like, oh, now you need space, now you want this, now, like, I just feel like that backlash. They're afraid of that, that bumping heads with you, because they're intimidated, right? You're standing up here all in your robot, ready to take it on, and they're just in a robe. So I don't know. But I think that's what it is. It's like this person needs more time, but yet they don't feel like they're in a position to ask that. or they're just afraid of what you will say. And then the last card here that we have, you know the way. It's so curious because we have 11 and we have 44. And the 4s are about balance. And then when I put 4 and 4, I'm seeing an 8, and I see 8 as the infinity symbol, you know. So that's something else. I feel like the infinity symbol, like infinity, you know, and beyond kind of a thing, but love. Anyways, that's just what I'm getting with that. The card says trust your intuition on this journey. I think this person, yeah, I mean, first of all, you know the way, like they know that you know what you're doing, you know what direction to go. You, what I was saying in the beginning, that you were right. This is just another confirmation of that. I think this person is afraid to follow what they feel. And that's the thing with intuition, like not to get off course, but when you really think about it, your intuition is something like you just feel it. Like there's no proof of it. There's nothing to say this is what it is or that, right? But something tells you. You just feel it. And that's the feeling. Like your person is afraid to follow what they feel. And just whatever they did wrong was because they didn't follow their heart. And I think that's what it really comes down to with this card, is that they were afraid, that they didn't listen to you, that they didn't trust no inner guidance. I still don't know if this person's following inner guidance or not, because they're very much in their head. And like I was just saying, intuition is more of a feeling versus a thought, because it's like science versus, you know, faith or whatever. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting with this. This person doesn't want to admit that, like, they know, like they feel this stuff, but yet they struggle to just follow through with it and connect with it. And I think this space thing is just not pretty much good. I don't know, maybe you told them something about feelings and that sort of a thing. So I don't know, that's just what I'm getting here. So before we end your reading, I do have some messages. I thought this would be a good way to end this reading, just to see what actually does come out, what it is that they want to say and share with you guys. So let's go ahead and do those. The first card that we have, I really do miss you a lot. And so I think it's just going back to like probably owing you apology, doing you wrong. This person is thinking about you still. And they're just probably not like, oh, I still need time to think. Like, you know, especially if it's been a while, you guys know. So I'm not even going to go even further on that one. I'm feeling the consequences of my choices and actions, and or actions is what I'll say for that one. Yeah, you know, I think it is where this person is like, they should have followed what they felt. They should have followed their heart versus instead of their mind, trying to be logical. I mean, love is a feeling too, right? It's not something that you really, I mean, yeah, your mind is there, but it's something you feel too. Yeah. Let's just do this one, last one. Ooh, okay. I've been doing spell work on you. So I really don't know how to read that one because it could be literal for some of you. For others of you, it can just be that they're manifesting. They're trying to manifest you back. We have the Magician here with this message. This actually makes, that kind of works, right? It makes sense that I think this person is trying to manifest you back. I don't think it's actual spell work for most of you. For some, yeah, it's very, very possible, but not for everybody. So, yeah, interesting reading. I'm going to leave it there, pile 2. So comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. Please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. If you would like your own personal reading of this, message me out over on Instagram. We'll get you set up. But that is where I'm leaving it. Again, all the links in the description. And if you'd like to become a member of this channel, thank you for those of you that are. There's a join button if you're interested. But that's where I leave it. Thank you, pile 2. See you on the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. For those of you subscribed, as always, I cannot thank you guys enough. So glad you could join me for another one. Thank you. But thankful to all of you for being here, and thank you. I'm going to move Hamm. Sorry, sometimes I forget to move the doorbell. You guys are the boo pile for today's pick a card reading, which is about what is your person thinking but not saying. I'm not going to lie, these have been very interesting. It's a very interesting topic. You guys are going to have to let me know if you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it and you want your own personal reading, then message me over on Instagram and we'll get you set up. At one last glance at Boo, and with the mention of Instagram. If you guys are interested in more pick a card readings, personals, or if you'd like to become a member of the channel, there's all my social media is under Sincerely Luminous, pretty much Instagram though, especially for personals. And then there's a join button if you'd like to become a member here on YouTube for early access and exclusive pick a card readings and that sort of thing. All right, I am separating the cards. I think everything's ready to go. The only other thing, I'm going to lay out these cards that I was telling Kyle too, I usually play Reiki videos while I'm shuffling the cards. And today I actually had music playing, and when I heard two back-to-back songs that were love related, I'm like, oh, okay, we probably have messages. So I noted the songs, and then for your guys' pile, I ended up realizing I skipped, from what I remember, one song because it was not going to fit. Like I looked, I'm like, there's no way. So the song that came up, and it could be that there's a message, it doesn't have to be the entire song. They Don't Know You Like I Do, Imagine Dragons, that's the song that came up, so that's what I'm leaving there. But let's get to the reading. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with plenty of Capricorn energy, so Earth. What am I missing? I think we're missing fire energy. We don't have any Leo, Aries, Sag energy. Capricorn being the strongest energy here, though. So what is it that your person is thinking but not saying, pile 3? This person wants to come forward and they want to make some type of an offer to you. Like this person, for some of you, it could be an apology. I feel like this person is wanting to, like, they're thinking about it. Like they're thinking about approaching you, making this offer, apologizing, maybe giving you some type of a gift. With the Six of Lanterns, I do believe that this could be leading to wanting to fix things with you, reconciliation, reunion, or union for some of you, especially if you haven't gotten to that phase, haven't been together. That's just what I'm getting with this first column. The next column, we have the Seven of Spears and the Devil. This person, what they're thinking, they're not saying, is that they know that their toxic, like, what's the word? Behaviors, addictions, whatever, word fits here. That's what led them to be dishonest to you. Like, I feel like it's owning up, them accepting where they went wrong, accepting that they let this hold on them mess things up with you, and not, like, they were deceptive, like they weren't honest. For some of you, in a different way, it's about them not expressing how they felt in the past because of their fears, because of their doubts and insecurities. So it's either or, and for some of you, it might be both, It might be that both of these examples tie to your person, and that's fine. So, but that's what they're thinking. I think this person is kind of owning up in a way, like, well, not really owning up because they're not saying it, right? But I think to themselves, they're acknowledging, like, okay, yeah, I messed up. Like, it's my fault. I'm going to go ahead and add on your oracle cards. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm missing a card for you guys. What's funny is I was shuffling it, but I'm like, oh, I saw the cards. I don't know if it fell. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to go grab my deck, and I guess we're going to do a live shuffle for this one. Hold on. Well, that's kind of crazy. I swear I saw it, but I don't know. Maybe it was one of the other piles I looked at. But anyways, for those of you that are interested in knowing, I am using the Wizard of Oz tarot deck as well as the Fallout tarot deck today. And I am going to grab one of these oracle cards. Let's see what else it is. All right. We're going to do that. So there's that one, and this one. All right. We're going to start off over here. So we have the wild card. Surprise, opportunity, open-ended, game changer, unpredictable, adaptable. So I think this person is wanting to surprise you. Like, I think when it comes to this Ace of Pentacles, this person is really putting a lot of time and effort into thinking about what exactly it is that they want to do, what they want to say, when they want to give you, that sort of a thing. I think it's kind of open-ended because they're like, well, it could be this, it could be that, but I do feel like they just want to surprise you. And I kind of feel like this reaction is what they want. You know, they want you to be like, so like, oh my gosh, you know, that kind of a thing. Like, wow, you did this. I think they want to be kind of praised, I guess. Like, oh my gosh, you went through all this trouble, or like you did this or you did that. Like, I think it's just something that they didn't just think about. Like, I think they're wanting something that they've actually put their emotion into, like to show that they know you in some type of a way too. So I don't think it's just some random like flowers, you know. And not that, you know, a lot of us would accept or, you know, like flowers, but I think it's something a little bit more meaningful than just here, sorry, flowers, you know, that kind of a thing. But that's what I'm getting with that. So I think this is really why they're not saying it. This feels more personal, kind of, as far as the energy that I'm getting with this card. It's just what they're thinking, not saying. Like, they're really thinking, like, this could really decide things. Like, that's the wild card. Like, and they don't want it to be where it goes in the opposite direction. Which just leads me so perfectly into our next card, which is about the unexpected outcome. Like, they don't want, like, it's almost like they're trying to control the outcome, you know, in a way, but they don't want to get an outcome that they didn't expect. Like, they want an outcome where they know you're going to accept it, you're going to move forward with it, whether it's reconciliation or being together, whatever the case may be. They just like want to make sure that it all works out and goes according to plan. And so I don't think this is like it's more so about what they're thinking, but it's really not meant for you to know or to be shared out loud. You know, I think with the other piles, a lot of the oracle cards, pretty much all of them, were like about what they weren't saying to you or wanting you to know. And this, yeah, it's not what they want you to know, but it does feel more about just them. Like, this is what they're working on. So it's a little bit more secretive in the sense that you're really not supposed to know some of the stuff, really. So, oops, sorry, just act surprised. And you probably will be right when it happens, but that's what I'm getting with that. And then the last card over here, we have it is never truly the end. And as soon as I see that, to me, this is giving me unfinished business. Like, things aren't over, things are still, like, in their head, things are not done. Like, yeah, they messed up and everything, but this person is wanting to apologize for it because they recognize where they went wrong and they're going through all this trouble to surprise you in a very positive way, to make things work out, to reconcile with you. I think this person is pretty serious, which is, you know, a good thing to see, right? As far as energy, and it's not where like, oh, they're going to do this or that to throw you off base or anything like that. It's just about making things work out with you. And the card itself, though, it does say, beloved, in this, everything will be okay. And I think that's kind of what they're leaning on. Like, they're kind of confident in a way. You know, I think in the past they weren't, right? But I feel like there's some sense of breaking free or freedom that really shifted things for them. And even though they're not going to say, you know, everything is fine to you, I think it's what they want to say. Like, they're thinking like everything is going to be fine between us. Everything is going to work out. I think that's the mindset that they have, and that's what they're thinking. So that's actually pretty nice. Very nice to end with that. But I do have 3 message cards for you guys. Thought it was going to be a nice way to end the reading, to actually get some message cards. I don't think I've done any in a minute, so let's do the first one. I don't want to hide this connection anymore. So I don't know. Is it that you guys are kind of hiding? Is it just that they didn't really tell other people? Is it just that they didn't really acknowledge it as a relationship, you know, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or like committed, you know, is whatever it was, you guys know, right? I'm just giving you the message. They don't want to hide it. I think they want to let other people know. Like, and maybe that was part of the thing, something that was an issue between the two of you too in the past. The next card that we have, I've been manifesting our connection. So this person has been working to, like, secretly, they've been thinking about how do I get them back. But I think this is just the wild card too, is something trying to figure out what to do. And I don't know what kind of manifestation, affirmations, I don't know. You know, I I don't know, but that's what they're saying. So I'm like, okay, that's the message they had for you. The last one that they have is, I'm protecting this connection. So, you know what? It seems like maybe there were people around them, maybe people around you, that weren't in support of this connection. People that weren't supportive, people that weren't backing it up, people were just trying to wedge, create a wedge between the two of you, whatever it was. So even though you guys might be like not together right now, because I don't think, I mean, from the cards, it doesn't seem like you guys are together, right? Especially when we talk about reconciliation. I think in the past it was where other influences, other people influenced your person, causing a lot of this and kind of put stuff in their head. So it just seems like now your person is like, I'm not letting that happen again. And I think that's really a grown up thing, mature thing, because it's like they're deciding for themselves versus letting other people control their lives, you know, um, to decide. And so now they're like, I'm protecting it. So I feel like for you guys, for those of you that know that family, friends, whatever, who are kind of against it or putting ideas into their head, they're saying, I'm not letting that happen anymore. Like, that's been cut off. And maybe this is like cutting off third party kind of interference. Maybe it's an ex. Maybe it's a baby mama or something, baby daddy. I don't know. It could be different things, right? But whatever it was, they don't want to hide it, but they're also protecting it at the same time. And that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading, pile 3. So comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. Thank you to those of you that have subscribed. And if you guys are interested in your own personal reading of this, then please message me on Instagram and you can get more content over there. If you'd like to become a member of this channel, there is a join button. But that is it. That's where I'm leaving your reading, pile 3. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.